All right. In this video, hello, this is Brother Anthony. And in this video, it appears when I'm looking at it that everything is backwards. Okay. And why that is, I don't know, except for I'm being hacked. Okay. All right. I have made no adjustments or changes, but I can see that it's reversed here. All right. So this is iJac, gang tackled at work. This is chapter 4. This is 4B, gang tackled at work. In my case, I was being gang tackled at work, abused by more than one person. I won't get into details, but they had people in positions that weren't qualified to hold these positions. And I'm a person, when somebody comes through like that, then I'm like, hey, they should be in that position. You get to get somebody who's qualified for that position because it makes everybody around them work harder because it's a space in that position. Okay. In my case, I was being gang tackled at work, abused by more than one person. Then, as in a wrestling move, I was picked up, held over their shoulders, and slammed to the canvas. Not literally. So guess what I did? I started praying hard and harder and harder still. I brought gospel music to work. I brought gospel music to work. I went to the Christian lunch fellowship when I could get away at work. We had one at work at the Fed. I went to I talked to people about Jesus, but the onslaught just kept on coming. Every day there was some new challenge, some conflict with which to deal. I tried to take it higher in the chain of command, but then I was making waves. A foul and employee grievance, then another. Nothing happened. I was then viewed as a troublemaker. Yeah. My wife, at the time that was Elizabeth, told me that management didn't care what was happening to me or were part of the systemic abuse which was happening to me if no resolution was coming forth. Now, this is coming out of the mouth of an attorney, okay? And nothing was coming forth. What was happening, you may ask? Let me just say one of the high points was that an M16 round was left for me. Okay. I still have that round today, in fact. An M16 round was left at my desk for me. So they let me know, bag off. That is a death threat. When you get that, that means that's a death threat. That means change behavior or you're going to die. That's a military thing. Okay. It's a military thing. You get left a M1 bullet, it means you need to tighten up or you're about to die. Oh, you never heard that before, have you? Yeah, I know. You're going to learn a lot. You just keep listening. Okay, so guess what I did? I started praying harder and harder and harder still. I brought gospel music to work, blah, 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 blah. I talked to people about Jesus, but the onslaught kept on coming because that's their job and that's what they do. Every day there was some challenge, some conflict with which to deal, to take it higher to the chain of command. Then I tried taking it to the higher chain of command. Black guy, he was up there, head HR. They put him up there to take care of knickknacks. Here's a knick-knack with a problem. Whitewash that thing. And he did. And they paid him well for that. And he retired well. And he's living well. Mm-hmm. He sure is, if he's still alive. See, this is the time when the Lord gets all of those people. He's coming for all of those people. But biblically, it should be Christians first that he comes for. Right. Because they know better. I was then viewed as a troublemaker. Okay, blah, 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 blah. My wife told me that management didn't care what was happening to me or were part of the systematic abuse which was happening to me if no resolution was coming forth. And nothing was coming forth. What was happening, you may ask? Let me just say one of the high points was one M16 round was left for me. It was a military statement of what was to come, what was in store for me if I continued in my direction. I got the point, or should I say, I didn't want to get the point. I'm looking at a picture. I'm looking at a picture of around, right? Okay. I don't want to get the point. The long and short of it, the long and short of this part of the story is this. I was working in an old Georgia institution where the good old boy system was firmly in place and my coworker was not qualified for the position. The supervisor covered for the person and I was vocal concerning the issue because I had to carry the individual. And this individual was not Christian or saved, nor was the supervisor. I believe the individuals involved were of a more atheist leaning than a Christian one. They had a colorblind person doing audiovisual. And audiovisual at home, you got your red, blue, and green buttons and white buttons and yellow button connectors. Like same thing at work in AV. So, I mean, how can you have a guy do that? So I had to go in there and label and write the color on all the cables associated with audio-visual at the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta because they had a person who was not qualified to be in a position, and I had to label all the cables so he would know what colors they were. And he was not a black person or a person of color. He was an unqualified person. Okay. The in and out of this was that while I was establishing a relationship with a married woman, I was being attacked on my job from the enemies of God. I was going home, hanging out with my neighbors and friends, watching football and other sporting events, living life as usual, drinking liquor, drinking beer, and smoking pot to relax. It seemed all innocent enough. I was just relaxing, enjoying my time off from work, from hell, enjoying my friends, my brew, my weed, and my time off. That was okay, wasn't it? We all do that, don't we? We all do something to unwind, right? I was just unwinding. It was all innocent enough, right? 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 Little did I know what was coming. And I have off to the side here, it says, don't let the enemy set up shop in your house. Don't let the enemy set up shop in your house. Don't let a negative action remain in your house. Little did I know what was coming. The enemy was making a home in my temple. He was setting up shop in my life. He was getting comfortable. He was loading up for the long haul, getting ready for he and his buddies to make a home in me. I was hurting and didn't know it. Didn't even know it. Really, I knew it was just like you know that you are hurting. Excuse me. Really, I know it was just like you know when you're hurting. I was in denial. I was in denial, just like you may be in denial right now about situations, subjects, topics, words, language, situations. I have convinced myself that I was doing okay, handling the situation okay. I was really, really in denial. I would have been better served to seek counseling from my pastor or a professional counselor, but I did not know where I was heading. This is one of those instances when someone who knows about the thin ice is telling you about the thin ice, and now you have a chance not to get on it or get off of it. Okay, let me say it again. This is one of those situations where someone who knows about the thin ice is telling you about the thin ice, and now you have a chance not to get on the thin ice or to get on the thin ice. Get on the thin ice or get off the thin ice. I was a sitting duck and didn't even know that I was being hunted. I had determined in my mind that it was okay to see this woman because my wife and I had been considering divorce. So it was okay to see her. And suddenly in walked calamity, calamity, calamity. And the divine word on the end of this chapter is long suffering, long suffering, long suffering. Long suffering is a virtue. God bless you. I love you. That's the end of chapter 4. We will be getting into chapter 5, which is in walks calamity. All right. Each one a blessed one. Keep helping each other out there. Watch out for this virus. It's deadly. Each one blessed one. PLC. Peace and love in Christ. I will be doing videos on COVID-19 and a series of them. So stand by for those. They will not be coming up on this channel. They'll be coming up on the Each One Bless One channel, and I'll be putting them on Facebook. All right. I have to get an Instagram channel and other channels as well. All right. God bless you. I love you. Have a wonderful day. I've got to I'll take a short break, and then I'll come back with chapter 5. God bless you. I love you. In Jesus' name. Have a wonderful day in the Lord.